Yep, exactly. Speaking about a whole new business, so affordable cars and low standards.
Why I do
There we
this?
go.
For and Mr. Trump and Ford CEOs.
Last year in EV sales, we were number 3 in hybrid, and we're the leading brand for combustion. We believe that people should be able to make a choice, as you said, Mr. President, and we will invest more in affordable vehicles. This allows us to invest in affordable vehicles.
I said affordable
made in the
3
US.
times. I think that's what we talked
so
about
I can
during
get
the
a
last.
Raptor for 20 grand?
Well, we talked about that in the last show, was because I think they're also seeing now the loan crisis that we've had is they're realizing that this massive increase in prices, sale prices, has really hurt their business, and they're not selling as many vehicles, right?
Yeah.
So they're going to start doing now whatever they can to sell
And
more
increase
vehicles.
in since the 2018-ish, right? 2018 should start jumping.
Oh, yeah.
During COVID, it's really kind of like there was a dealership charging what they call it? Availability tax or something.
Yeah, or just even placement tax.
Yeah.
I know my brother at one point was looking at vehicles. It was like a $10,000 extra charge just to have the vehicle on the lot there.
Yeah.
What's going on?
What? What do you mean?
Oh yeah.
They, just to have
No,
it there. They was looking at Ford Broncos specifically.
Availability.
Just to have it on their location dealership site was an added $10,000
for the new
charge.
ones.
Yeah.
10,
It was
15,
insane.
10, 15,
'Cause
20
the price,
grand.
He was asking me what the prices of those were up here, and they were about $20,000 cheaper up here than they were down in Tampa. And it was strictly just from location. Yeah, it was wild.
So, I mean, those I'll call it opportunists.
Mm-hmm.
They did their thing, and I think most of them may have lost customers
But you're also
because of
seeing,
that.
too, the difference between the Tesla business model and the standard OEM business model.
Yeah.
Tesla does not have the middleman.
No.
Therefore, these guys are now getting hurt because they're seeing that, I can go directly to Tesla and buy the vehicle. Whereas Ford, I have to go to a dealership.
I don't know.
Well, I don't know about that. Well, here's the thing. The kind of the big thing for this conversation was other countries have smaller vehicles.
It was
they're more
fuel
affordable.
economy
Yeah,
restrictions
fuel economy restrictions and
that we
whatnot.
had.
Why don't we do that here? And so I know they changed some of the standards so they can make smaller, more, I guess you'd say,
fuel
affordable-
efficient.
affordable vehicles. So that was really the big change. So is there, I hate to ask this question, could there be car quality concerns like there are now?
No, I don't think it's that. It's just they aren't going to have some of the, like if you remember, all the F-150s now are all V6. They used to always all be V8s. Well, the reason
I know,
they're
I miss
V6
V8.
is to get to the fuel efficiency mark, right? Where when you're in Europe, I remember when I lived in Frankfurt, there was 2 trucks in that whole city. There was one F-150 and one Dodge Ram.
Yep.
And I just remember every time I knew where they were because they were the only 2 in the whole town.
Yeah.
And over there, it makes more sense to have the smaller vehicles. But over here, we can drive everywhere. There's always parking when you go to the grocery store. There's always a place to park. I mean, very rarely do you
Not
go
just
somewhere
that,
and you're like, hey,
if
where
you
do I
drive
go?
up north,
Park.
you may hit a beer.
Yeah. or right. And we have such a vast country that a lot of us drive, and people don't even consider over in other countries of, hey, I have this small car. We're going to just drive it basically around town. Anywhere else we go, we're going to take the train or we're going to fly. And it's $100 a person to fly to 2 different countries over.
So mobility within U.S. is we're pretty much like the size of the whole Europe. And so the mobility within U.S. is pretty vast. I mean, you tell somebody that you're only going to drive Ford Prius in Montana, and you only can drive and try get
or your family or my family, right, in an SUV, right? We got to fit everybody in there.
No,
and with luggage and
it's
else.
it's a safety concern as well. Because of my big SUV, our family been saved about 2-3 times, and I'm not apologetic of it, and I will do best for what is for my family.
Yeah.
Well, I should put this in other countries like Europe or Asia, they're structured to have a train system.
Yep.
And honestly, if you're going to take a long trip, you'll just end up taking a train and maybe just rent a car.
I did it when I lived in Europe all the time.
Yeah, and it was I guess you say make financially more sense typically.
Yeah, an intra-country train.
So-
And then if I ever went out of the country, I would fly, and it would be, I took flights from Germany to the UK for €67.
Yeah.
That's a round trip.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't even comprehend that here. And when I get there, I'd get on a train or get on a bus, and I was wherever I needed to be. It was super simple.
Yep.
Yeah, and I think the cost of mobility in U.S. is pretty high. Altogether, it doesn't matter you in a public or you're in on your own car. So cost of mobility is really high, and it's a vast landscape to move around on. So that is something I get the part of where the whole fuel economy and everything, because like we talked about last time, we are not ready for EV or data centers with our current, our current
Yep.
infrastructure.
Yep.
You know what? Now I think about it, I think automotive wise, for us in the U.S., if we were to sell to Europe or other countries, we would have to pay a tariff fee, correct?
Yes.
But a majority of those countries use those small vehicles, correct?
So
Well, I guess what I'm alluding to is that I think that's another reason why they're doing this, so we can sell those cars to those
So,
countries.
so
and build it here.
I can give you an example. So if you take a car, U.S. car, well, the size of the motor in other countries is a lot smaller, especially like let's say in Europe and Asia.
Yeah.
The size of the motor is so small.
Yeah.
So when you import a car from there, they're comparing the size of the motor, and that's how you get taxed basically.
Correct. Same in Europe. It's same in Europe. If
yeah.
you buy a V8 car, you're going to get taxed even more.
It's
for
because
the
over there is
horsepower.
like V4, and they go down
Yeah.
to CCs.
Yeah, depending on the horsepower there, you get charged.
Yeah, you get over there. You have cars in CCs. Over here, we have horsepowers.
Yeah.
That's
Well, yeah. No, I guess what I was alluding to is that I think that's one of the main reasons why they did this.
But
is so
Ford,
we
though,
can
doesn't
start-
have any cars anymore, right? They have the Mustang and the Mach-E. That's about it. They got rid of the Focus, the Fusion. They're getting
but
rid of
what-
all those, right? They're
what I'm
only
alluding
selling
to is
EVs,
that-
and so they're going to love this because now, hey, fuel economy, I don't have to worry about it because I'm only selling SUVs and trucks.
I think in my opinion, the most successful model was Toyota Prius. In my opinion, because you had the hybrid, you have the charging. I mean, if you talk about them,
Honestly, have you driven a Prius? It's
Huh?
actually nice.
Yeah.
They're actually pretty nice.
no, I drove.
never
My
have.
sister used to have one.
Oh, okay.
My sister used to have one. I mean, me being the truck guy is just hard. But as for somebody else,
Yeah.
that I think is the most successful model where you're charging as
Hybrids here in the state, 100% make sense.
Yeah.
Hybrids, 100%.
100% EV, 100%, do not
Not
make
yet.
sense. Not yet.